What did Pepsi do to prove that people are dependent on perception? It's been a beautiful day, and welcome to the 6th episode on the attitudes for effective communication. This is the episode where we find out how perceptions are driving our everyday conversations. In 1975, researchers at Pepsi did a public challenge in malls, in grocery stores, to find out how people are driven by perceptions. They placed 2 white cups, 2 unmarked samples, no branding, no labels. One of them had Pepsi on it and the other had Coke on it. This was a time when the cola war was at its peak and Coke was dominating the market. The outcome of the research was mind-blowing. People liked the taste of Pepsi over Coke when both of them were placed in white cups with no labels. But people preferred Coke over Pepsi when both of them had their labels and the brandings on them. This public challenge proved that people rely on their perceptions while making decisions. This is where the term of brand perception comes in. This is why the cover of your book matters. Your dressing style matters because that's the first impression. This is why your YouTube thumbnail matters a lot. Billions of dollars are invested every year by brands to influence our perceptions because we rely on them when it comes to making decisions. Relying on perception when it comes to making decisions in terms of buying products or services is totally fine. But the problem is that we are so influenced by these brand perceptions that we rely on these perceptions to communicate with people in our everyday life. Think for yourself. How many times have you judged people by the phones and the cars they use? If you remember, in the last episode, we understood how perception fails and kills and perspective understands by the examples of Galileo and the weightlifting champion. To understand why and how communication fails when you talk on the basis of the story you believe in, on the basis of your perception, I would like to take you to a conversation I had with a lady several months ago. Those who have read my book, How Leaders Communicate to Win, would identify this lady as Miss Anne. I had the opportunity to involve in conversations with over 6,000 people from 30 plus countries over the last 1 year, which was the foundation of my book, How Leaders Communicate to Win. All those conversations involved a lot of laughter, pleasantries, lovely conversations with beautiful people, arguments, frustrations, emotional burnouts. But there was one conversation which was extremely stressful and stands out of the whole lot. When I think about that conversation, it still stresses me out. It was a fine, beautiful afternoon when I had this conversation with Ms. Anne. She was arguing and wanted to get involved with a case for which she was not party. Under no circumstances would I be able to discuss the case with Miss Anne. But Miss Anne believed that she was party in this case and she wanted to get involved. For data protection reasons and confidentiality rules, I told her that I can't discuss the case with her, but she wouldn't abide. I can't divulge more details of the case, but she believed in her story, and in her story, she was to get involved in this case. I presented social proofs, data reasons why she can't be involved in the case and why it was not affecting her in any matter. But she wouldn't accept those, and it was like she was emotionless wearing blinders like a horse, and I was talking to a wall. Many a times in life, we will have to deal with conversations involving people who have created their own stories. And the worst part is they believe their story is the only truth. From the previous episodes where we discussed on Stoicism, you know that it's the thoughts, intentions, emotions, and judgments that creates these stories, the perceptions you have. The conversation with Miss Anne lasted for about 45 minutes. 45 minutes of she trying to disprove and disregard me and to prove herself and her story in front of me and the others around. Through the 45 minutes of that conversation, she was aggressive, argumentative, and all that she was doing was to make proof that her story is true and it's the only truth. The conversation had failed the moment it began. More often in conversations where we rely on our perception, we keep forgetting that we have 2 ears and just one mouth, because we need to listen twice as much as we talk. That is when we get to understand, develop perspective on why the conversation is as such, and then respond accordingly, creating healthy and constructive conversations. Remember, perception kills and perspective understands. There is this famous story about Mahatma Gandhi. A lady took a son to Gandhi because she had an issue with her son. Her son was addicted to sugar and asked Gandhi to advise the son so that he would go off the habit. Gandhi replied, "Come back in 30 days. The hopeful lady went back to Gandhi after 30 days and asked, "Please advise him." And Gandhi told the child, "Sugar is not good for health and don't consume it much." The lady was shocked and surprised to listen to this response of Gandhi and asked him, "Why did you wait for 30 days to give this plain statement and advice?" Gandhi politely replied, "I myself was addicted to sugar and I needed to understand why it is bad for my health. And now I understand and I can tell him why it's bad for him too." Gandhi was not ready to give advice based on his perception. He wanted to understand and develop his perspective and then respond to the child. I won't let you go before I give you the tips on how you can change perceptions and develop perspectives. The first tip is to reflect on your conversations. If you dominate over 60% of the conversation time, you are relying more on your perception. This means that you are responding, not understanding the situation. The second tip is to find out of the conversations you have with people, does it create positive outcomes and happiness in yourself and the person that you're conversing with? If yes, it means that you are conversing with the person on a level playing field where there is mutual respect and understanding. The third tip is don't jump the gun. If you can't wait to respond to the actions or the conversations of the people you're involved with, it means that you are relying more on your perception because you have the drive to disprove the other person. The last and most important tip to identify if you are relying more on perceptions is to find out the outcome of the conversations you have with people who want to have constructive and productive discussions with you. If the outcomes of these conversations result in productivity and constructive thoughts, you're relying on your perspectives. Remember, perception kills, perspectives understand. I will see you in the next video on the attitudes for effective communication. Possible with JB.